Hello, and welcome to another Physionic video. Today we're going to be discussing the hormone leptin. Now in fitness, or in the fitness community, the fitness world, people talk about the hormone leptin in a certain light, and while that light is certainly accurate, it is not the full picture of what the hormone leptin does. Hormone leptin does a variety of different things, some really interesting things for our body, and learning a little bit about those would be certainly beneficial for our edification. So if you want to know a little bit more about the actual impact that leptin has on your body, then you've come to the right place. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Alright, so the first thing that we'll cover is the fitness industry, what they focus on, and the leptin, how leptin impacts in terms of exercise physiology, nutrition physiology. Well, that is satiety. So satiety and hunger cues. Leptin has an impact. If leptin decreases in our system, in our circulation, then our hunger cues increase, our satiety decreases. So in that way, leptin does have an impact on how hungry we feel on a day-to-day basis, and I'll go a little bit more into that on the last part of this video. The second thing is fetal brain development. You wouldn't really think that a hormone would have such a massive impact, but I'm kind of speculating here, but it's possible that that's why women should be consuming at least in a slight caloric surplus, is one of the reasons. I'm sure there are many other reasons, but one of those reasons would be because of leptin production. You want your body to be continuously creating leptin because apparently it does have an impact on your fetus's brain development, which hopefully you know the brain's pretty important. And the third thing is leptin has an impact on your immune function, so which kind of makes sense again if you are in a caloric deficit, which I'm kind of alluding to the fourth point, but that caloric deficit then leads to a decrease in leptin. So that decrease in leptin will then lead to a lowered overall idea inside the body of the caloric state of the body, the energy state of the body. And if the energy state is lower than what the body needs, then, well, one, of course, you're losing fat, but another thing is your immune system gets depressed, so synthesis of those immune cells gets decreased. So again, if you want to have your immune system to be at the best peak possible position that it can be in terms of caloric balance, you're going to want it to be at maintenance. You want to eat at maintenance, or maybe even slightly above maintenance. And finally, the last thing that I kind of alluded to in the first section was that leptin does have an impact, is a very good indication of your overall caloric needs. It's telling. If you were to take blood tests and all that stuff, of course you can't just look at yourself and be like, my leptin's low. It doesn't work that way. But if you are in a caloric deficit, then in that case, then you might sense kind of indirectly some of those effects, because a caloric deficit ends up leading, one way is through leptin, but it leads to a decrease in satiety. So you're hungrier more often, you're craving foods more often, and you just feel in general have a lowered satiety. So again, leptin has, and I'm not going to go into all the details in this video, I'll probably make a separate video on this, but leptin does have a direct relationship with the body fatness of your body, so how much body fat your body has, which is, and of course the circulating amount of leptin, free leptin, also tells us about the caloric state, the energy state, body fat state of the body. So leptin, as you can tell, has a profound impact on all these different functions and all these different levels of our body. And it's kind of an interesting hormone. It's a cool hormone, and I can understand why a lot of people, especially in the fitness industry, discuss that hormone so readily. So hopefully I answered the question. It is just a singular question, but if you'd like to know more, then check out my full video on the subject where I go into far more detail with all of this stuff when it comes to leptin. And check out my sources, which are all linked in the article that I've written down below with far more detail than I've covered in this video. So without further ado, I will see you in the next video, and have a good one. Have a good day.